Your appointments are so awesome. I'm absolutely in love with the success that I'm having. I was expecting that they were going to be thinking it's free solar, they were going to get a free battery, like all these different things that I've already had experiences with. Uh, but that wasn't the case. And I think I even called you and went, what? So I've been in solar for 16 years and I help people to get into the solar industry as well as I sell solar myself. What caused me to have an interest in working with you, Reed, is because when I'm looking at lead generation techniques, there's a lot of techniques that are out there, such as spending your energy door knocking or trying to learn Facebook ads or some type of ads campaign, or doing cold calling and buying lists for cold calling. And all of the different techniques work, but they are very time consuming. To go out and spend, a day canvassing, trying to get people interested in solar is a great way to generate leads if you're starting out. But if you are trying to fast track your success and you want to have a fast impact in your paycheck, purchasing leads is a great way to do it. The difficulty that I've had with purchasing leads or having somebody manage a campaign for me is you don't really have the ability to control the quality that you get. When I think I've done 6 different campaigns of people doing an ads campaign for me where I have to pay them a retainer. It's a locked in amount for a certain period of time. And then I have to pay for the ads on top of that. And there's no guarantee on the success of the campaign. There's no guarantee of the quality of leads. And I find that if I funnel those funds into qualified appointments, I cut out all the time that I would have spent on trying to find a company, all the time that I've spent calling all the leads that come through that may not be qualified. So to find something where I didn't have to manage the campaign, where the risk was low, all of those things are really important to me. If you can sell, if you want to make $1 million a year, if you just sell 3.8, it's about 4 sales a week. That's over $1 million a year in commission. And so you can, if you are focused on time and money freedom, by having preset appointments, that gives them the ability to be anywhere. I mean, I could be in Italy if I wanted and have my preset appointment and just be able to stop my day, do the appointment, and then continue with whatever I want to do. So it does allow you to have more time and money freedom when you have preset appointments. The life beforehand was a lot of trusting someone that they're going to manage a campaign and have a retainer. So when somebody is managing a campaign and you're giving them thousands of dollars a month, once that campaign is up and running, there's a couple tweaks that they need to do, but you're literally spending, say, $2,000 not on an appointment, but on somebody's labor to just manage that campaign. When that lead comes through, there's no saying that that's a qualified appointment. So let's say in a campaign, I may get 15 or 20 appointments, right? Maybe it sends me, one a day. I'm now stopping everything I'm doing, calling that customer. If they didn't answer, I'm now doing a follow-up on the campaigns. They want you to call that customer 2 or 3 times a day. So now I'm becoming, paying somebody to just generate a customer that's interested in solar. And now I'm a telemarketer and I'm going through and I'm calling that customer. I'm qualifying that customer. So out of, let's say, 20 people, there might be only 5 that are actually qualified to purchase solar. So there's a lot of energy that's put forward into trying to call the customers and qualify it, rather than just let that happen through the campaign that you were running. So something that I noticed with the campaign that you run is that these people are knowledgeable about solar. They're interested and they know why I'm calling. They know that it's not free, right? On some of the campaigns where people are doing the advertising for you, they may say anything just to get that customer to fill out the form so the campaign is appearing to be successful. A lot of the experience that I've had with having somebody manage a campaign for me is that they may say anything. So I have had it where they've promised that the solar's free, or they're getting a free battery, or it's new technology. And the customer's like, hey, I saw in that ad that you're putting solar on my gazebo and I'm going to wipe out my electric bill and it's totally free. And the government's going to pay me to do this, right? I'm like, there's a lot of crazy different things that are out there. But I didn't have that experience with your campaign. It was people that wanted solar, that knew it wasn't free, that is not expecting, a whole remodel. If they go solar, they were interested in getting solar for their home and taking control of their electric bill. And that was very refreshing.
Yes, yes. I cannot tell you the amount of ads that I see in this industry every single day, making these misleading promises, and then making, when those leads come to solar professionals like you, it just makes your job so much harder. And I feel it's our job as a lead provider to make your job as easy as possible. So when I bring these leads to you, I just want to make sure that they are in a situation that is beneficial to go solar. Because without that, it's you're conducting misleading business. And with the solar salespeople that I like to work with, the solar professionals that I like to work with, they can't work with that. They have to have a lead that they can genuinely help and genuinely create value for their situation that they're in.
Yeah, so something that you can't control when you're doing a managed campaign is just if they're qualified, right? And yours seem to go through some type of qualification process before they get to me. But I noticed that when we had an appointment scheduled with the customer, they were there for the appointment. So that was number one, is they were expecting the appointment, they were prepared, and they were there for it. Something else that I noticed is the actual quality. So if you are offering solar without a lease or a power purchase agreement, then it's really important that they have a tax credit appetite, or that they can take advantage of the tax credit, because that helps the monthly payment to be lower. So that's something important if you don't have a lease or a power purchase agreement. There's some areas where leasing and power purchase agreements just aren't even available through that utility. So then it is really important that they have the ability to use that tax credit to keep their monthly payment low. Those are really important, because if you have a lot of leads then that are qualified, your closing rate is higher, which means that you make more money ultimately. If you have people that are the qualifications aren't there, then you're going through a lot of leads to be able to try to find the cherries in there that or the good leads that you're able to close. And so it's super important that you have qualified leads, because it does impact the return on investment. And also, that they have a high enough utility bill. There's usually a minimum system size. They have to meet that minimum system size requirement, which are all things that you screen for. So, something that you do is targeted campaigns into areas that seem like they will have a higher price per kilowatt hour rather than a lower. So when you're looking at, does solar make sense? Sure, a lot of people want to do what's right for the environment, right? Going solar helps everyone. But when they're looking at the return on investment, it just makes it an easier close when it's a no-brainer, right? It's not just, hey, I feel good about going solar. It's actually a no-brainer. And by having the higher electric bill and the higher kilowatt hour usage, it makes it a no-brainer, where you can show them, this is your life before solar, and this is your life after solar, and this is how much you can save.
Mhm.
So your leads were qualified when they came through. And if they weren't qualified, you took it off my list.
Mhm. Exactly, and that's the main difference that I think is unique in what we provide is trying to take that trust out of the equation, especially when you're implementing a new partnership with a lead provider and a solar professional. There's trust on both sides, and so if both people are confident in themselves, then the only thing that you need to do is just kind of take the need out, or as much as possible, for that upfront trust that you have to put in, right? And there's a ton of things that you can do to prove your credibility, right? There's referrals, there's testimonials, and you can check out the case studies and the website and everything like that. But even then, there's still trust that's required for a solar professional to move forward with a lead, especially a new lead provider. Given all the experience that you've had in the past with other lead providers that are really just bad actors in the space. So what we try to do to take that trust out is operate on a pay per guaranteed sit model. So those qualifications that you were talking about, for example, that they're not on Social Security, that they're not on disability, so that they qualify for the tax credit, or that they will actually show up for these appointments. These qualifications are actually guaranteed in our appointments. So if you don't, if a lead that we give you does not meet those qualifications and they don't sit, you don't pay for them. And so that's something that we do to try and take that trust out. So I think that's something that's unique, and I'm glad that you were able to experience that.
Yeah. I didn't have a lot of time to focus on my recruiting project and to do lead generation. And so this time it's very different for me because I don't have to go through and pre-qualify and do the telemarketing or hire somebody else to do the telemarketing. It's all done for me, right? I just go to my appointment that's pre-scheduled. Everything is laid out for me, so I don't have to spend all this extra time doing that. So my life before these preset appointments was a lot of phone work, doing telemarketing, or hiring somebody else to do that telemarketing for me, or buying a list to cold call through and having somebody cold call through that list, having a dialer and paying that fee to have that person use the dialer and set those. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Right now, we're focused on doing a recruiting campaign. And while I'm doing that in my free time, I'm working around my preset appointments where I can still sell solar, make money doing that, and then work on my recruiting. I was expecting that they were going to be thinking it's free solar. They were going to get a free battery, like all these different things that I've already had experiences with. But that wasn't the case. And I think I even called you and went, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It really is. It was very refreshing to be able to actually be speaking with people that wanted to go solar. And I think that's the big difference, is that they truly have an interest in putting solar on their house and having that independence.
What would you say to other solar professionals who are considering working with me to source their own appointments?
Do it. Absolutely. 100%. I would not be spending my time making this call if I didn't fully believe in you. I've already suggested other people to use you as well. I've already started referring people over to you because you really have some great appointments, Reed. You're doing a fantastic job. And I truly love the appointments that you're sending me. So thank you very much.